Joe Lynn Turner right here on your Classic Metal Show from his Usual Suspects release, and that is The Power of Love. We had Joe Lynn Turner on the show not long ago, right, Chris?
Yeah, not long ago.
Yeah, so Joe's out there still chugging away. I always liked that guy. I always liked his vocal, his vocal style, and that Usual Suspects, probably as far as his solo releases go, that's probably my favorite one.
That one, is that Unusual Suspects?
Yeah, Usual Suspects, yep.
Usual Suspects, yeah, that one's good. I like that Rated X thing that he did. Do you count that or no?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was sort of like a super group thing, don't you think?
I don't remember who else was in it.
Well, that was, wasn't it Carmine Apiece was in that, and Joe Lynn Turner, and who else was in that?
I don't remember.
It was kind of like a kind of an all-star type thing.
Let's see here. Let's look that right on up. Rated X Joe Lynn Turner, because I can imagine what'll come up with Rated X if I don't type in Joe Lynn Turner. Rated X Frontiers Records. Now I get a fucking error. You jizzbags. Oh, it's Joe Lynn Turner, Carmine, Tony Franklin, and Carl Cochran. That's who's in it.
All right. So it was sort of like a, kind of like a all-star type thing.
Sure.
Project, whatever. But yeah, that was actually really good as well.
That was solid. He could do another one of those. I wouldn't be upset.
I would agree with that as well.
Didn't he abandon the USA, though? Isn't he one of those guys that actually did leave?
Who?
Joe Lynn Turner.
He left the U.S.?
I'm pretty sure he said, fuck this place, I'm out.
Okay.
He had enough.
All right. I thought he was based in New York.
No, I think he was like, fuck this place, I'm out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Ex-Rainbow Deep Purple singer Joe Lynn Turner. Russian President Putin is the only one who's telling the truth. And then he said he has no love for the USA.
Okay. So does that mean he left?
I don't know. I'm looking. Not sure if he left or not. That doesn't really say here. I thought I read somewhere that he left.
Okay. I was not aware of it, but okay.
Here, I'll send you the link. You can see for yourself. Joe, not a fan of us. Which, does that make you like his music any less?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. I like Joe Lynn Turner.
Yeah, he's not my roommate, so I could give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care about people's politics. Why do I care?
I know. Live wherever the fuck you want to live. Think whatever you want to think. Just fucking entertain me, monkey.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, we mentioned earlier this week that the Bobby Blotzer singer from his version of Rat has left. Josh Allen left the band.
What?
Yes.
Josh Allen left the band? You're kidding.
He did.
Who saw that coming?
Yeah, can't imagine. Well, all the while the reunited Rat played their first official show last Saturday.
Wait a minute, as Rat?
As Rat.
My God, they must have been doing the litigation dance right up to showtime.
Somehow they were able to pull it off and be Rat.
How can that possibly be? I thought that the Mitch Perry version was Rat.
Well, so did I. But somehow it just didn't work out that way.
Right.
Let me see here. I was going to play a little bit of audio from their show from last week.
Did it sound okay?
Yeah, it sounded good. Sounded like Rat.
Yeah. Is it too late for me to change sides back to the Blotzer version?
What can you tell from a camera phone video?
Boy, Steven. Steven, come on, dude. It sounded like he sounded like the band was playing on 45 and he was singing on 33. It's like, ooh, he was a little bit sluggish there.
Yeah, well, got to get back in form,
I guess. Ooh.
But it was good to see those guys performing again.
Yeah.
It's been a couple years since they've done that, but they all look like they were having a good time. They didn't look like they were going through the motions. They looked like they were having fun.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm not sure about that Steven vocal, but okay.
Too funny.
You thought the Steven vocal was okay?
It's just Rat. It's just, it's just what they are.
You're nicer than me.
Yeah, but I mean, are they going to sound like the record? No, it's not going to sound like the record.
No, but it shouldn't sound like a Warped record either.
Oh, stop it.
All right, well, okay. Well, I'm going to probably go see Steven in like 2 weeks or 3, whenever that show is, because Billy's opening, and Billy invited me to come out. So.
Sure. Well, I'm going to go see Steven in a couple of weeks. He's going to play here on Friday, and then I'm going to go hang out with the Dockin' Boys the following night.
What?
Yes.
Why don't you just be their tour manager?
I should be. You
go to most of their gigs.
Well, when they're in the area.
Yeah, but in the area, you mean within like 1,500 miles?
No, they're playing right here in the Chicago area.
Yeah, now you'll pay to park for that show.
No, I'm not going to pay to park for that.
No,
I'll be at a hotel and I'll just ride over with them in the van.
Oh, there you go. Well, how are you going to get to the hotel? Oh, the hotel have parking. Okay,
yeah,
that works.
Yeah,
as long as you don't have to drop $80 to park.
No, well, when I was at NAMM.
Yeah.
It was $60 to park.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. But anyway, Bobby Blotzer's singer Josh Allen has quit Bobby Blotzer's version of Rat.
Right.
He explained the reason why is that he will be working and focusing on his original music this year.
Yeah.
His original music.
All that demand.
Yeah. I can't wait for that new Josh Allen record.
People have been clamoring, so I decided to quit the band that people know me from for 1 year.
Yeah.
So that I can do solo music acoustically.
Sure.
Yeah, that'll work.
Right. Well, here's the thing is obviously Josh is one of those chameleon singer guys.
Sure.
I don't know what he sounds like outside of Rat.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is when he does a record, what is it going to sound like? Are you going to think that it's a Rat, solo release, or does he have a totally different way of singing as doing his own thing?
Yeah, if he's smart, he'll call his band the Vertex Arcade and get out there and do songs that sound just like Steven.
Exactly.
just steal everything from Steven. Wouldn't that be great?
Sure.
His band was called Vertex Arcade, and like every song was like a song that he had done, like Steven had done, just with different lyrics.
Exactly.
That would be great.
Yeah. Earlier today, Allen released the following statement. He released a statement on his Facebook page.
Okay.
Because that's where all the important news is at.
Sure.
As some of you may already know, I have resigned my position with Bobby Blotzer /Rat.
Wah, 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 wah.
As of January 23rd. So he did this weeks ago.
Yeah. It's not like they were playing any gigs.
I understand that, but I just still find that funny because Blotzer still is out there making all kinds of statements. It ain't over yet. It ain't over.
It's got Mitch Perry. Mitch could sing. Mitch could probably sing the parts.
Sure.
What do you think?
I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for all your love and support along the way. I would not have made it through this without you. I would have not made it through this.
All right, well.
He sounds like he was out there fighting a war or something.
Well, it had to be. Look, I don't know this guy at all. I've never met him.
I did. I met him. Nice guy. Talked to him for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, didn't I message back and forth with him a little bit?
I think you did. I think you invited him on the show.
Yeah, I think I messaged back and forth with him, and that's the extent of my knowledge, is that I think I might have communicated with him at some level.
Yeah, I met him and talked to him in Toledo last March.
Sure. So we don't really know this guy.
Not really.
I'll say this. Considering what a clusterfuck this thing has been, and while is it national big news? No, but in the world that they live in, it is big news. This guy had to, he did have to take on a lot of weight, because everybody looked at Bobby as a douche and Josh as the only reason that it was working.
Mm-hmm.
So he had all the pressure on him.
Sure.
Every single night to play well. So I will say it probably was a pressure gig for him, because can you imagine if he sucked? If this was going on and this guy sounded like Chris Von Dahl did when he joined LA Guns.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on that guy either. Just he was a horrible choice for LA Guns.
Yeah, he just wasn't the right singer for LA Guns.
No, but can you imagine if this guy sounded like that guy did for Steven's voice? Dude, this guy would have had food thrown at him.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't have been able to get the gigs that they got, though.
Right, and it was all because of this guy. So he did have. I'll give him that. He had some pressure on him to go out and kick ass every single night. That's all.
Fair enough. I will be working and focusing on my original music this year. If you would like to catch me live, I will be doing solo acoustic shows throughout the year as well. It's what I enjoy the most.
Mm-hmm.
So he likes to be a laid back acoustic guy singer.
So where can we catch him? Which bar in LA?
Right. With that being said, I've had an absolute wonderful time on this tour. I've met a lot of very good people and gained experience that I would not have otherwise. For that, I am forever grateful. I will leave you with this. What I believe is the most important lesson here, for myself, is that music is a universal language. It is a tool, and a very powerful tool. It is intended to bring peace, love, and unity. Now, this kid could have been a flower child.
Wow.
I believe that to use such a beautiful and powerful thing for any other means is a complete disservice to the people.
Oh, boy.
For any other means. That's almost sounds like a slap on Blotzer.
It is a slap on Blotzer.
Music is power. Unity is absolute power. That's enjoy music and let it bring us together as it is intended to do. Much love, people. Look forward to seeing you soon.
All right.
Goodbye, Josh.
See you, Josh.
We won't be hearing from you anymore.
We might. You don't make that blanket statement. Look, our friend Sean Sheldon fucking retired to surf, and now he's back.
Yeah, but Sean is he's a unique guy. I mean, he's a unique talent.
He's the same kind of talent, chameleon singer.
Yeah, but the thing is that Sean Sheldon is he's different. I don't know. I just think that he's one of those very unique, untapped resources.
He's amazingly talented.
He is absolutely amazingly talented.
Have you caught any of the Quiet Riot videos?
I did. I caught that first one that was out there. I haven't seen any since. I haven't really looked for any, but I did see that original video that was released.
He's fucking killing it.
He is, but he's a great performer. I mean, when he was with Steven Adler, I mean, he was out there and killed it.
Yeah, he's I love that he's our friend, and now it's kind of cool that the singer from Quiet Riot did our theme song.
Yeah, sure.
That's kind of cool, but he's still our friend. And the worst part is he's like awful with his phone right now, because he's probably been told not to do any interviews or anything.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Because they got the record coming out in 2 months. But, I did talk to him when he got the gig, and he was really pumped up for it. And, I had the same thoughts that you had when Jizzy got the gig. I was like, I can't, my first thought was, I don't see it. But seeing these videos now, I was like, wow. He really does do the Dubrow thing very well.
He does. He did. When it was very acceptable. I mean, As far as the stage presence or the, if you're looking for a new bro lookalike guy, obviously he doesn't look like him. But as far as doing justice to the songs, he can bring it.
Yeah, I will definitely be going to see that show whenever it is. It'll be here at the Roxino, so of course I'm going to go.
Yeah.
But, you'll go see that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll definitely go.
All right. Well, another guy that you're going to go see soon is Jeff Tate.
Yes.
And, he was asked the question about the whole reunion thing. Everybody's always about the reunion thing.
Yeah.
Now, he's taking the Don Dokken approach about the reunion thing.
But if the money's there?
That's basically it. Jeff Tate says that the reunion of Queensryche's classic lineup would only happen if all the members of the band really needed the money.
Right.
So it's just like, yeah, we're doing this for the money.
Right.
In April 2014, Tate and Queensryche announced that they had a settlement, blah, blah, blah. Speaking to the syndicated radio show Noise in the Attic.
Okay.
Noise in the Attic.
That's good.
Tate was asked if he could envision himself one day playing with his former bandmates again. He said, I suppose so, if everybody has a spit shield in front of them. No, that's not what he said.
Or buy a suit of armor so they don't get stabbed.
Exactly. I suppose that if everybody got in a room, the only reason to get together is for the money. Well, very honest.
He's thought that long before they broke up.
Sure. That's the only reason. So if everybody really needed money and wanted to get together and bury the hatchet, so to speak, and sit in one room and say, gosh, I'm really sorry I treated you that way. Maybe then we could work towards some sort of a resolution. And I haven't seemed to, but I haven't seen any attempt by anybody to do that. So I'm not holding my breath. But I'll never say never. I might get to a point where I really need the money. It's nice to have a little backup plan, Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? They kind of do need each other. Not to, I mean, obviously the Reich, the band calling themselves now Queensryche is certainly more sellable, I'll say. Certainly a more sellable band. But Queensryche was a headliner with shitty records, but with Jeff in the band.
Right.
Now they're an opening band.
True.
And now Jeff is an opening band. Jeff's not a headliner. He's
True.
a small club headliner.
Right.
I'm going to see him with 300 seats.
Well, I think the last big show that I know of that Queensryche did was here in the Now Frontier.
You think that was the last time they were a headliner?
That's the last time I remember seeing them in a larger arena, and they played at Blossom Music Center, and it was just the pavilion area, and that was only half full.
Yeah, I was at that show.
It was cold, and it was rainy, and it was just nasty. It was too early in the season to have a show.
Yeah, if you remember, they had that side stage, and my friend's band was on the side stage.
Yeah.
And I was helping them, and our big promotion was that we brought Frisbees.
Yeah, I remember that.
We had like 500 Frisbees hit the fucking stage.
What was the name of that band that started with a G?
Gear,
that's right. Well, yeah. then they had that horrible opening band, that Tripping Daisy.
Yeah, Tripping Daisy in front of Queensryche.
Oh, my God, that was horrible. I had second row seats for that show.
Yeah, that was a bad show.
And it was just so damp and cold. And then Jeff was having vocal problems. And then the next night they were supposed to play Cincinnati, and they canceled because Jeff lost his voice.
Right. Yeah, so it was an awful show.
It was an abysmal show. But if you want to talk about playing in, a larger venue, even though this was half of the pavilion.
Yeah.
That's the last time I remember them doing any kind of a large show as a headliner.
Yeah, the last several tours, at least here in Cleveland, were at the House of Blues. And that's, 2,000 seats or whatever?
Not even.
Not even.
It's not even. I think it's like 1,200.
But I know I saw them there for, Operation Mindcrime 1 and 2, when they did like the whole Mindcrime thing. And then the next year on American Soldier, and then the next year on Dedicated. I saw them 3 times at the House of Blues. And it got worse every time.
Yeah. Well, the times that I saw them after that, I saw them at like Piers in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, that's a nice club.
Yeah, but it's a club.
Yeah, it's a club. It's definitely not a big room.
And then I saw them at the Star Theater in Maryville, Indiana, which, that's not a big, it's a theater, but it's not huge.
Right.
And then let's see, where else did I see them that I hung out with them a couple of times? They've always played just the clubs. They didn't play any kind of large room. The last time I remember them playing a larger venue as a headliner was on the Promised Land tour, what they played at CSU.
Right. Other than select gigs here and there, because like the show in question with the spitting and all that was like a headline gig for Rocklahoma, wasn't it?
No, that was down in South America.
Oh, was it?
That happened in South America.
Or what was Rocklahoma?
That was the one where he said, "You guys suck."
Yeah, he said the fans suck.
He goes, "This must have been a bit different crowd last year because you guys suck."
Right.
but you can't count that because that was a big rock show, or a festival. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, they've fallen. And I don't think getting back together would make them any money. Do you?
Not really. I mean, again, going back to your point that the current lineup of Queensryche is now an opening act, and I saw them, a little over a year ago open for the Scorpions, and they were fantastic. And then I just saw them in December with Armored Saint in a club.
Right.
And I would venture to guess that there might have been 400 people.
Okay.
And that was with Armored Saint and Queensryche.
Right. Wow.
So, I haven't seen them play a large venue as a headliner on their own in, literally almost 2 decades.
Wow. Yeah. So it's probably over.
Yeah.
I mean, they were never a super, Empire had a bunch of hits.
Sure. But they did get to arena size level at that point.
Sure. Mm-hmm. But it faded as quick as it came. They were Hanson, kind of, just with a few more years. They were like the same as like Hootie and the Blowfish. They had a big rise. They were big for a minute, and then they were nothing.
Yeah, well, like Hootie came out of nowhere and had that one big record. But see, Queensryche built their reputation like 3 or 4 records in before they hit Empire.
Right, but then they were big for a minute, and then they went away again.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like them. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Queensryche fan.
So am I.
But yeah, even the old records, as much as we might like Rage for Order or Warning or those records, those were not big records.
No, not at all. Yeah. They were I would guarantee you that they were discovered after Empire became big.
Or Mindcrime. Mindcrime put them on the map.
Well, yeah, I would say, but that was just the last rung before they really hit the pinnacle.
Right. Yeah, Empire was perfect storm for them too, because it was right at the same time that Metallica hit with the Black Album, and you had a bunch of bands that were hitting. Guns N' Roses was huge.
Mm-hmm.
That there was a lot of bands that were big at that time. And also, what kind of helped them a little bit was that Iron Maiden went away at that time too. That was what was Iron Maiden doing in 1990? Was that Fear of the Dark?
Yeah, I think that was getting pretty close to that point.
It was like Dickinson was like already not sort of there. So in my mind, I always thought that Queensryche kind of filled that spot. Where Iron Maiden kind of fell out a little bit. Different sort of band, but still had that progressive thing. And I think it was perfect storm for them. With Empire was the combination of a little bit progressive but catchy, and radio picked it up because they were playing everything heavier because of the Metallica record.
Sure.
So it was perfect storm for them.
I would agree. Right place, right time.
Yep.
Another guy who was looking to cash in and maybe have a payday, but it didn't come to fruition for him. is former Guns N' Roses Steven Adler.
Didn't work out, did it?
Didn't work out. He was recently interviewed by Mitch LaFon about his participation with Guns N' Roses in the, couple of shows that he did play.
Sure.
So Mitch asked him, as much as Mitch, gets pretty good interviews with people, he said, what is it like performing with fellow Guns N' Roses lineup members?
Let me guess. It's great.
Yeah. He said, so Adler it was like, thank you, God, for this beautiful present.
Oh, Jesus.
I've been playing Appetite for Destruction songs live, Use Your Illusion, and the song that obviously I didn't get to play on Use Your Illusion. I was practicing them, though. I was playing 25 songs twice a day for 2 years, because once I found out that the reunion was probably going to happen, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be ready for this one. I'm going to be on top of it.
Wow.
And then second rehearsal, I hurt my back. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to have a minor surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I had a pinched nerve in the L4, the nerve root, and within an hour I was out of the hospital and I was all better.
Yeah, within an hour.
That's what he said.
Sure.
And I talked to them and said, let me come back. But it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I was resentful.
Oh, he was resentful.
And then I talked to my sponsor and I was like, okay, you're right. I'm not going to give in to resentment. And then they called me and I went, holy shit, here I come.
Yeah.
This is going to be so awesome. And I'm still smiling about it. I have dreams about it. My wife goes, what are you smiling about? You're sleeping and you're smiling. And I go, I was on stage in front of 70,000 people with Slash and Duff and Axl.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish Izzy Stradlin, former Guns N' Roses guitarist, was there. But shit, I got to do it. Thank you, God. Because I wanted it for 26 years, and all I did every day was, please, God, let this happen. Let this happen. I want to play with them again. I want to do this. For 26 years, every time I'd go out, people, not just one or two, but 5 or 6 or 10 people, especially when I'd go to a show, it was hundreds. They'd ask me, when are you going to go back together? And I wish I could say it would have been, well, we have been never broken up. Let's see. Well, we would have never broke up if I had a say.
Okay. But he was fired.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have a say there, Steven.
Yeah. All he had to do was stop fucking smoking crack.
Yeah.
I know that's easier said than done, but Jesus, dude. That's all you had to do to keep making millions of dollars.
So Mitch asked him whether his understanding while he was rehearsing for the reunion shows early last year that he would only play 1 or 2 songs with Guns N' Roses at the concert. Mm-hmm. My understanding was I was going to do all the Appetite material, the Lies, and the 3 or 4 of the Use Your Illusion songs, and then Frank Farrar, current Guns N' Roses drummer, who was wonderful, awesome guy, he was going to do the Chinese Democracy material and a couple of the other songs, and I was going to start it, and he was going to come in the middle, and I was going to end it, and I was cool with that. So apparently that didn't happen. So Mitch asked him on when he realized the plans had changed.
Yeah.
I was ready to do the Troubadour show on April 1st last year. Like I said, I'd been playing 25 songs twice a day for almost 2 years every day, so I was ready to go. And then the second rehearsal, I came into the rehearsal in January, February, and March. And the fucking second day, I just started stretching, and all I did was stretch. I put my arm in the air to stretch, and I go, I just did something. And we played another 7 songs, and then my back was really sore. And I came home about 8 at night, and then at midnight I couldn't even stand up. I was just terrible. I was out for 2 weeks, and then I got the epidural after about a week, and then I had surgery about 2 weeks later, and I was ready when they did the Troubadour show, and Duff called me and said, dude, you're not going to play with us. You're not going to do these shows. And I was like, you're the worst fucking person in the world. And I hung up on him.
Then I went and got a bag of, got hammered.
And I tried to call him back and left a message saying, I'm sorry I said that. When I said that he was the worst person in the world, I didn't mean he was, because I was thinking I was the worst person in the world.
All right.
That I couldn't even fucking get my back with the fucking guys after they gave me the opportunity. But I said it to him. And when you have resentment, you say things that you're feeling. And I was feeling that about me. And I said it to him. And I couldn't apologize to him enough because he knows I love him more than anything. And I got to apologize because obviously I'd seen him last year and we did shows together and he understood.
Right.
And then he asked him his thoughts on Guns N' Roses choosing Frank Farrar as the only drummer for most of the shows because of the tour insurance reasons.
Okay.
So there is a money component to this.
There had to be.
Of course. They already had Frank, so God forbid I couldn't do it. Then there was Frank, so it's not an insurance thing. They just didn't give me the opportunity. It's cheaper to just have Frank. I mean, they were only paying me not that much. I was doing it because, thank God, I don't need the money that bad.
Oh, that's good.
I was doing it because I wanted to play with them and I wanted to play to the fans because Frank is a great drummer, but he does not play the way Steven Adler plays, and Steven Adler doesn't play the way that Matt Sorum plays, and Matt doesn't play the way that Frank plays.
Okay.
And so on and so on and so on. We all have our own style, but my style is the one that is on those records that everybody grew up listening to and made memories to. So when Frank is playing those songs, he's not playing them right. God damn it. I wish they had Steven back on those drums because I recognize that he's not hitting that snare quite right.
But you know what? There's people that will tell you just that.
Of course they will.
There are, I've argued that back and forth because, Frank is a good drummer.
He is. Of course he is.
He is a damn good drummer. And to say that he can't play those songs, well, get the fuck out of here. He's been playing those songs for 10 fucking years. He plays them just fine. Are there subtle differences? Yes. They're like Sorum, I don't know. In my mind, Sorum's drumming is very stiff, I guess. Like if you listen to the Use Your Illusion songs, it sounds very almost mechanical.
Yeah, he's a technical drummer.
Yeah, but I think Frank and Steven just have a lot of groove in what they do. And whatever. Who cares? It's the drummer.
Yeah.
Throw a machine back there for all I care.
Could be Bobby Blotzer back there for all you care.
Now we're talking.
Right.
That would raise the value like 10, 15 cents a ticket.
Well, I did watch some of the YouTube videos of the Reunited Rat from last Saturday, and they got Jimmy DeGrasso on drums.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Jimmy's great, but he's no Blotzer.
Is that what you were thinking?
That's what I was thinking.
Sure you were. Dude, what do you think? What do you think really? Okay. Dude gets hurt. I get it. And the insurance is probably a bigger deal than you might think.
It is a big deal.
Because these
because there's guarantees. I mean, there's guarantees and, just the production and the shows and, the travel plans and, all that. Who was it? I think I heard this week that a Lady Gaga show, that the cost of putting on a Lady Gaga show is $600,000.
Wow.
That's the cost of putting the show on.
That's the production and stage
that's
sound.
Travel and backup singers and backline and, the staging and, everything involved. It's $600,000 a show.
Jesus.
That's the cost of putting the show on. So that the promoter, whoever the promoter is, right. They have to make, and they have to make $1 million, dollars or more to make it worth it.
Right. Jesus. And then by contrast, you could get Trickster for a fucking 21 piece at Mr. Chicken. It's like, it's like, how can that possibly be that you could get a different band for so much cheaper?
Yeah, sure.
It's amazing.
Yep. But what were you saying about the insurance and all?
Oh, there's more to it than insurance, and there's more to it than Steven getting hurt.
Right.
Do you think that they heard him in rehearsal and were like, can't do it?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the guy's had a stroke.
Yeah. And no matter what he's done with Adler's Appetite, they listened to him play and were like, nah, this is not going to be the quality that we want.
Well, of course.
I
mean, bringing them out for 2 songs, there's very little damage that can be done for that.
Right, and the first song nobody's going to hear anyway because they're going to be all excited.
Yeah, of course.
That he's playing.
Sure.
So they'll just be, all into it. So really, you only got one song to tough your way through. But yeah, I'm not buying any of this. The band has said nothing, and Steven is saying the corporate line that they gave him so he wouldn't be an asshole in the press.
Right, of course.
They were like, oh, no, dude, it's an insurance problem.
Yeah, of course.
I'll bet you. Here's what I'll bet you. Here's the telltale, too. Axl controls this thing. I mean, I think we feel safe in thinking that, right?
I would guarantee you that.
Yeah. But it wasn't Axl that told him. It was the guy that he's closest to.
Right.
They had him say, yeah, go tell him that we can't do it for insurance purposes.
Yeah.
But we'll have him out for a couple of shows.
Yeah, sure. And the fact that they threw him a bone and let him come out for a couple of songs, in my opinion as a fan, I think that was cool. They could have just said, you know what, we don't want you at all.
Yeah, like they did to Matt Sorum.
Yeah, well, Matt wasn't really. I mean, obviously Matt carried him through the late 80s and into early 90s before they broke up, but. As far as being an integral part of Guns N' Roses, does it matter if it's Matt Sorum or Frank? No,
not really. No. The thing is that Steven is for whatever reason, people want Steven and they want Izzy. It's the same as the reason they didn't bring Gilby Clarke either. Same thing.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't matter. Oh, look, there's Gilby. How about that?
Yeah.
Will that sell one extra ticket? I don't think so.
No, of course not.
But Izzy would, and seeing Steven at one of these shows would. And I think that's why they didn't announce when Steven was going to play either, so that you always had that thought, well, maybe he'll come to our show.
Mm-hmm.
It's that whole psychological bullshit.
Right.
With the fans, too. It's all about making money.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, he continues on he's just really a great timekeeper. That's what he says about Frank. He's a great timekeeper.
All right, good.
But I mean, put it this way. They were playing Mr. Brownstone. I don't know. They were playing Brownstone until all of a sudden they started singing the chorus. So basically, because of the drumming was off in his head, he didn't even recognize the song. It was just unrecognizable. And then I went, what? That was Brownstone? What? I didn't hear it. That's Brownstone?
That's all right. So somebody's bitter about Frank taking his gig.
Yeah.
He's bitter, but he's trying not to be bitter.
Yeah, of course. Brownstone, instantly. I came up with that kick-ass groove. You know that. I'm starting going, what song is this? But like I said, we have our own styles.
Yeah.
Just like, what is this? I don't recognize it.
Get the fuck out of here.
The drummer's off. The drumming's off.
Is it? Or is it the way that the song has morphed over the last 20 years since you were last in the band?
Right.
They've taken it in a different direction, Steven. Maybe you're the one that's off now.
Sure.
Because you haven't been there in almost 30 years.
Exactly.
Jesus, dude, come on.
So then Mitch asked him why he only played one song with Guns N' Roses at each of the 2 shows in the Buenos Aires, Argentina last November.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I got there. I got my wife, who is Argentinian, all her family, her parents, her sister's babies, their mothers, their aunt. Holy shit.
Jesus.
I got like 9 of them, and I was up there and I was ready to go, and Axl says, what the fuck is he doing here? he's not supposed to be here till tomorrow. So I was like, excuse me? I just flew 15,000 miles.
Wow.
So they played a few more songs, and I came up, and he introduced me. I played one song, and they turned the lights out on me. I went back behind. This is pathetic.
This is terrible.
I went back behind the drum riser, and I was all like, what the fuck? And everybody in the crew came around and started hugging me and going, dude, we love you, Steve. It's okay. I mean, the whole crew, there was like 20 people who came up and talked to me. And then the next night I did one more song again. Other parts I don't even want to talk about.
Oh, no.
Other parts I don't even want to talk about. What the fuck is he doing here?
What the hell?
I don't even know if I give this interview. It's kind of embarrassing.
Who gave him a number 2 pass?
Yeah, exactly. This reminds me of when Rock and Randy came back with his tail between his legs after chasing Sebastian Bach around, and they took his pass away from him.
Yeah, this is horrible.
Oh, my God. All I know is that the best part of it was me and my wife got to be together with her family for the first time in 15 years.
Oh, my God.
So that was great. I obviously misunderstood to go to Australia and Japan and I think Thailand. And then I was like, yeah, I would love to do that. And then I found out that it was either one. It was either you can either come to Australia or you can go to Japan or you can go to Thailand. And I said, I can't do that. But like I said, I got some closure and I'm thankful I got to do that.
Damn.
So they just like, hey, you got an opportunity. We'll let you play one more time.
All right.
You can do it here, or here.
Let's ask the question again. Let's backtrack now that we heard this. They heard him look at that picture. That's funny.
Too funny.
So they got into rehearsal.
Yeah.
And Steven must have been terrible. Don't you think?
I'm sure that, a guy who's suffered a stroke,
yeah,
and whatnot, his chops are way off. I mean, it's probably like Crosby trying to play guitar for Rat when they were reuniting.
Oh yeah, just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Well, you saw him. Was he good?
Who?
Adler.
Well, I mean, it was a club show. I mean, it wasn't like a stadium show.
Yeah.
I mean, a cover band could have been as good.
Okay. So is there a difference in playing between a stadium and a club?
Well, I would say that a club is a little more forgiving because, you don't have quite the production,
right?
As you do in a club show. I mean, in a club show, it's just kind of noise.
Right.
On a stadium show, everything is dialed in pretty well on a high level.
Right. Here's my thought, and tell me if you think this is right or wrong. He has played those songs twice a day or whatever. Okay. I'm going to agree with him that he has done that. But just because he's done that doesn't mean that he's done it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, he could be slow.
Yeah.
Or missing cues or
different pitch or different whatever.
Yeah.
And he may think that it fits. He may think that it's right, but it's not what they do now. Or the band themselves or Axl has changed the pace or the swing as he's calling it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Axl has changed as they've matured over 30 years. Now it's a different animal. The songs are. And so when Steven got there, my guess is that they just heard him and were like, this guy sounds not good or dated as fuck or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, we can't do this. Because it would have been a home run if he was in the band. Don't you think? It would have been more of a home run. I mean, for better or for worse, it worked out well for them. But if you remember, a lot of us, including me and you, were doubting this was going to be successful.
Yeah.
We were wrong. We were definitely wrong. It was wildly successful, but we seriously doubted it when they announced that it was just the three guys. We were like, no, Steven, no way. You know, do you think that they just heard it and were like, dude, doesn't matter, you know, or do you think that there was some lawyer or something that just said, look, you guys can't do it half-ass. Dump the fucking trash. Keep the guy that can play and keep moving.
Yeah.
You think that's what it was?
Well, I think they can't. They could. Well, being that this is a once in a lifetime chance to reclaim a spot on the what do you want to call the immortals of rock?
Right.
They couldn't take a chance to have a lame drummer.
Right.
Because I mean, again, I saw Steve. I hung out with Steven for a few minutes, took a picture with him and stuff on the bus.
Sure.
Nice enough guy, whatever.
Sure.
But the guy had a stroke.
Right.
You think he's going to be 100%? No.
Yeah. Especially in that kind of a job. You know, I mean, it's not like he's stacking bricks. You know, he's doing a job that requires a lot of precision.
Sure.
You know, precision movements. So, yeah, I don't know. Something had to happen. I would love to know what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think Steven's telling what he was told, but I don't think this is what really happened.
No, of course not.
I think there had to be either Axl couldn't stand Steven, which there's probably a possibility of that too.
And the thing is you don't know what Steven wanted to do if he was part of the lineup, if he was expecting a quarter of the cut of the money or something.
Yeah, there's probably that too.
I mean, I'm sure there was obviously some financial negotiation going on there, and it was just like, you know, well, if I'm going to be part of this reunion, you know, I deserve an equal share.
Yeah. Do you think though that there could have been a part of it where Axl he got around Steven, was like, man, I just don't like this guy.
It could be. You never know.
Yeah, because I know the other two, Duff and Slash, have done shows with him, like shown up for gigs, not like played with him necessarily, but played a song or two here or there.
Sure.
So, you know, there's always, so they seem like they're okay with him, but it wouldn't shock me at all if Steven, because I mean, again, you've met Steven, he's really hyperactive. You know, when he's not high, he's pretty hyper. And I could see Axl being annoyed to tears and being like, fuck this, I'm not doing this.
Right.
I'm not going around the world with this guy.
Yeah, I'll tolerate him for a song or two, but then he's got to go.
Keep him away from me until we're on stage. And then he shakes his hand and says, hey, look who it is. It's Steven Adler.
Sure.
Here's a song that Steven played on before.
Right.
And that's the only song.
That's it.
That's it.
So Mitch asked him whether he harbors any resentment toward Guns N' Roses guys.
No way.
He says, no, not at all. I love those guys. It is what it is. What I want it to be is the five of us, and what Axl wants it to be is what he wants it to be, and I respect him for it. So yeah, that obviously is a tell right there.
Yeah, that it's Axl.
Yes.
Axl doesn't want to deal with him.
Yeah. I'm just glad I got to be a part of it for the good part, but when it was fun and exciting, it was magical, and when we were together back in the late 80s, but then even our worst show was great. It was just magic. It was very special, and I couldn't feel more blessed or thankful that I got to be a part of it. Yeah. Or more proud. I'm proud. I'm going to die proud, and I'm cool with that.
All right.
Then he asked him whether there's any chance of playing with Guns N' Roses again.
No.
I have had closure to where if they want to do it the right way, the five of us, and like I said, I'll share the stage with Frank. I don't care. As long as I'm there doing my songs, I don't care. But if they want to do it with the five of us, I'm there. I love those guys. I'm proud of what the five of us have done. And since the five of us are still alive, I think the five of us should play for our fucking fans. Give them what they want. I mean, I live a beautiful, comfortable life because people still love our music, and that's every musician's dream, to make music that people love, not just for a week or a month or a year. This is 30, fucking years, and people still, every time I get in the car and one of our songs comes on, I go, okay, there's the 25 cents. There's my 25 cents. All right.
Well, good. Good on him.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, though. And I don't know if did you see them in the Glory Days, or did you only see them with Adler?
Not
Adler.
With Sorum. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I did not see them with Adler. No.
I saw them 3 times with Adler, and 2 of the shows were shit. One was great. The first time I ever saw them was great when they opened for Motley Crue in '80. I'm going to say 7, maybe. Girls, Girls, Girls.
Okay.
And they fucking dusted Motley Crue. Motley Crue was just shit. It was one of the worst concerts ever. But Guns N' Roses, who I didn't even know at the time, they were just the opener. I thought they were local,
mm-hmm.
you know. And they kicked ass. They were fucking great. But then I saw them 2 more times headlining, and they were not very good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw them once with the first time I saw them with Skid Row opening in California. They were lousy. And then I saw them another time where they were brilliant. You know, with I forget who was on that. And then when I saw them with Metallica, that was probably the best I ever saw them play.
Mm-hmm.
Show in Pittsburgh with Metallica and Guns and Faith No More. That was a fucking great show. But they were always hit or miss to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I saw the clown lineups of Guns N' Roses. You know, the Buckethead I saw once. I saw Bumble once. You know, the various drummers, Brain and Frank, and you know, I think I've seen the clown lineups, as I call them, 4 times, and those were always good. Those were always very good. You know, so I don't know. I think I don't know. They're one of those bands that I don't think that the original lineup means anything, at least to me.
Well, not anymore.
Man, well, if I compare the shows that I saw with the first lineup, the second lineup, and the third, fourth, fifth lineup, the third, fourth, fifth was better than the first 2. They just were.
Right.
They were better shows.
Well, because probably the players and Axl himself probably wasn't all fucked up on some kind of drugs or alcohol.
Well, there's that too. There is that. But yeah, I mean, even through Use Your Illusion, they were okay. After, like, the Chinese Democracy shows, and even before that, before Chinese Democracy came out, in that 13-year swing of shows, you know, they were good. That band was damn good.
Sure.
So, and I don't know, you probably didn't watch the DVD that they did with Ashpa and Bumble.
I did not see that, no.
You should watch that. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
You should watch it. It's really fucking good.
All right.
Sounds great.
I'll throw it up on the Chromecast and watch it that way.
You love that Chromecast, don't you?
I do. I mean, when I'm on the PC and I'm flipping through and finding shit, I just throw it up on the TV so I can watch it.
Dude, I've been meaning to tell you this, and this is totally breaking away from this, although it sort of ties to the Chromecast, I guess. I am looking, and I'll tell everybody if everybody wants to look, because it's on sale this weekend, at Best Buy. 55-inch 4K TV with built-in Chromecast, $399.
Nice.
Thinking I might have to buy one of those.
55 inches, huh?
55, and it's 4K.
Nice. Who makes it?
I don't know. Probably fucking Hyunghung or something like that.
Yeah, Vizio or
Hisense or whatever. Hisense.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure it's not Sony, but still, 55-inch. Dude, if it works, it's worth $399.
Sure it is.
For a 4K TV? Fuck yeah. That's solid.
Nice.
Anyway.
All right. Well, one last story before we take a short break.
All right.
I ran across this story and I had to get a little confirmation on it.
Okay.
So I might as well play the bumper.
All right.
Hey, it's been 5 minutes and it's time now for Neeley to talk Dokken on the Classic Metal Show.
Well, I find it funny that the guy who tried to destroy Dokken, he's all about Dokken now.
The Michigan guy? Okay.
The Michigan guy.
Wasn't that the Michigan guy?
No, I'm talking about George Lynch.
Oh, I thought you meant the guy that was like starting the.
No, not the club guy who's starting the petition. No, I'm talking about George Lynch.
Oh, he's all about Dokken now?
No, of course. It seems like every interview he does these days mentions Dokken somehow, that, about playing new songs and the reunion and playing more shows together and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary guitarist George Lynch says that the classic lineup of Dokken is, quote unquote, talking about playing more shows in 2018.
So can I guess how this talk went? Ring, ring. Don, can we get some more gigs? I could use the money. No. All right. See you later, Don.
Wow. You must have read my email.
That's hilarious. Go ahead.
Now in a brand new interview with Trunk Nation.
Trunk Nation.
Eddie Trunk.
All right.
So on Sirius XM, channel volume 106, Lynch revealed that there is a possibility that Dokken will be back for more live appearances next year, although he declined to discuss the specifics.
Yeah, there's a possibility that Led Zeppelin's going to reunite for a fucking tour of my backyard, too.
Right. Asked if the prospect of more dates from the classic lineup of Dokken is completely out of the question, George responded, "Well, it's never completely out of the question. We are talking about doing something in 2018. I would love for it to happen." The guitarist added, Dokken's brief 2016 reunion went well, but admitted it wasn't without its challenges. He explained, "It's an interesting band, and I say interesting, and my wife's a great cook. I mean, her food's interesting. I don't want to insult her. I love her. She's trying hard, but the band definitely has an undeniable thing that people love, and we created some good music, and to see the fans' reaction was really great, and we did good business."
Okay, and that's the key line.
He went on to say, "I thought it worked out on most levels, so I would like to continue to do more shows with the original Dokken."
Right.
So, of course, I passed that along to the namesake himself.
Yes.
And I always find it, Don is very always direct.
Sure.
And doesn't pull any punches.
Okay.
And let me see. I'm trying to find his email here real quick. Oh, so I sent him an email with the subject line, "Well, I guess you know what you'll be doing next year."
Yeah.
And he wrote back, "Geez, I guess he's still wishing he could make some money. It won't happen."
Well, I guess that's that.
That's that.
So I guess we can look for the second Shadow Train record and another Lynch beat.
KXM.
KXM's already coming next month. That's actually been pretty good, the songs that I've heard. Maybe a new Souls of We. Sacred Groove 2. The Real Groove.
Right.
All coming in 2018 to cover this lack of Dokken tour.
Sure.
Dude, you're going to laugh at me. I listened to Souls of We last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it now. George has some pretty goddamn good playing on that record.
George is a great player. There's no question about it.
Why did we hate that so bad?
It was the singer.
That London guy?
Yeah, we didn't like that. London LeGrand, yeah.
Yeah, the singer's not that good, but there's some really good guitar on that record.
George is a great guitarist. There's no two ways about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that these impromptu projects he gets into just doesn't fit what you consider, I don't know, classic Lynch, I guess.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah. Are you excited about KXM?
No, I saw a couple of I saw the video for the first song and heard another song, and I just don't dig Doug Pinnick. I just don't like that guy. I mean, not on a personal level. I just don't dig his vocals.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've tried.
I have tried, but I just don't. He just doesn't do it for me.
I will say this. I like the 2 songs that they've released more than anything off of the first KXM record.
Mm-hmm.
The playing is really good, but I'm with you. Doug's voice, and you know this, dude. There are people that love Doug Pinnick.
I know they do.
They fucking worship that guy, and more power to them. I own every record, and I have tried with every single record, and I go to that Gretchen Goes to Nebraska record all the time, because I know that's the one I'm supposed to like as a classic metal guy, and I don't dig it. And it's the same reason. Doug's voice. Nice guy. I don't know if you've ever met him or interviewed him. I've met him and interviewed him. And he's a really nice dude.
I'm sure on a personal level, he's probably a nice guy.
He is. But it's just, it doesn't work. Just like Volbeat works for some and doesn't work for others. There's people that love Volbeat. There's people that hate Volbeat. I think King's X is kind of the same way, don't you think?
Very much so.
So yeah, you won't be rocking the KXM next month when we get it?
You know what? I what I've heard, I mean, I'm just not a fan. I've tried to listen to it, and I go, yeah. And another one that I heard this week that I think they got a new lead singer. In fact, I'm positive they got a new lead singer. Is our good friend Bill Shavis over there at High Volume Music?
Yeah,
they're going to release the new Hydrogen.
Yeah, they got a new singer.
They got a new black chick singer.
Yeah,
and I saw the new video and listened to the song, and I was just like, I don't dig this at all.
You didn't like that?
No,
I sort of like that.
I wasn't. I'm just like, I don't know.
Did I send you the whole album? I have that.
You may have. I may have it here. I just haven't listened to it. I just checked out the video.
Now, give the album a listen. It's not bad, but it isn't the same at all. Do you think that guy got divorced from the big titty chick?
Was he married to her?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, the guitar player, Westlake, Jeff.
He was married to the singer?
Well, her name's Julie Westlake.
Yeah. I didn't. It never occurred to me.
Yeah. So I just
knew her as Julie. I didn't know what her last name was.
She was Julie Westlake, and he's Jeff Westlake. And
all right. Well, okay.
Sounds like there was a divorce in that mix.
All right. Well, again, I wasn't aware. I got to be honest with you. I only know the first record. I know they've had 2 or 3 since.
Right.
But, it was one of those, They were okay. I think they came out about the same time that Benedictum came on our radar.
Sure.
And I think I went Benedictum rather than Hydrogen. And then, of course...
You're wrong on that. I know what you went to, because I remember what it was that came out at the same time, and you loved it for a minute, and I don't think you've probably listened to it since. Shadows Fade. Or Shadow Side, or whatever.
Oh, that was that chick from Brazil or whatever.
Yeah, you were all about that.
Yeah, I dig them a lot. Their first record, or when we had that, what was that girl's name?
I don't know. It was some. You're right. She's from Brazil or something.
Yeah.
But you were into that.
Was it Shadow Side?
Shadow Side.
Yeah.
And you were all about that, and then you were like, fine. The other anything else chick related, you didn't want nothing to do with.
Yeah. But that first Shadow Side, I don't know if that was their first one or whatever, but the one that came in about that time, that was a really good one.
Yeah, it was.
I think I liked the music the most, but it was just a very classic metal record.
Right. And then somewhere after that, then the V jumped on our radar, and the second tier big boob white girl was out.
It wasn't necessarily all about the big boob only.
It was for me. I mean, no, you're right. It wasn't. I was very into the tunes.
Sure.
Didn't care at all that she had gigantic tits.
Exactly. All right. Well, I'm going to go get a drink. Got to play some tunage here. Since we're talking about George Lynch and his dreaming of another Dokken lineup reunion.
Okay.
Of course, Don says that's not going to happen, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But anyway, here's something that Lynch played on one of my favorite records. Not the record Shadow Life, but this is the song Shadows of Life exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hi, it's Don Dokken. You're rocking hard to the Classic Metal Show.